good morning, welcome back. Good morning, I got some time for you. Good morning, come on in. I got your content to shell. I got your content to unravel. Okay? Okay? I got the content to unravel. Okay? And stuff like that. All right, guys. So at the end of the day, when you think about it, guys, at the end of the day, let's go and unpack the content quick and fast. So now it's a disturbing case, guys. I want to say, after all of that, happy Thursday, right? I know you guys been maybe busy trying to get a week and the week unwind, boiling down and all of that. Almost back to school for some of us and all of that. We've been waiting for Thursday, waiting for Friday and all of that. But at the end of the day, guys, I hope you guys are okay mentally. Hope you guys are okay physically. I won't say if you guys are okay financially, because a lot of people are going through some things. So we leave that part out. But nevertheless, people, I'm here just to unpack a content or two and run on with myself, because you guys haven't seen me for a while. So let's unpack the story. As you can see, the little girl and her father, so-called wealthy businessman, end up killing his daughter on vacation and all of that. So I'm going to read from my best of my ability. A father accused of killing his 9-year-old daughter in upstate New York and then falsely claimed she was kidnapped, pleaded not guilty on Wednesday. Okay. Luciano of Montreal was arraigned in Essex County on an indictment charging him with second-degree murder and the concealment of human corpse. Okay. A judge ordered him held without bail. His next court appearance has been scheduled for August 19, with a jury trial set to begin on January 2026. Okay, guys. Fratellini is accused of killing his daughter, Melina Galantis, during a vacation to the U.S., concealing her body and fabricating the story that she was abducted. Melina was found dead in a shallow pond in a remote area near, on July the 20th, a day after he reported that she was abducted. That she was abducted, people that they kidnapped her, abducted her, all of this. When he pulled over to go into the woods to go to the bathroom, police said Melina died by homicide and from asphyxia, due to drowning. According to the autopsy result, New York State Police said. All right. Investigators believe she was killed on July 19th, just hours after she called her mother to say that she and her father were on their way back to Montreal, police said. The indictment alleges Fratellin drowned his daughter, then concealed her body by placing it in a woody area in water near a fallen tree with rocks on top of the corpse. Oh no, so he even put all of that on the corpse, people. ABC News has reached out to the public defender for comment, but has not yet received a response. All right, guys. Melina lived with her mother full-time in Montreal and was on a 10-day vacation to New York City and Connecticut with her father at the time, according to the Captain Robert McConnell of the New York State Police. According to McConnell, Fratellin and his daughter's mother have been estranged since 2019. Said the mother knew Fratellin had taken Melina on a vacation and told police she had no prior concerns about them traveling to the U.S. together. Fratellin's kidnapping report led the New York State Police to issue an Amber Alert early on July 20th. A massive search was launched before her body was discovered. Later that day, by New York State Police Force Rangers, authority says. He fabricated the initial report for the abduction. McConnell alleged during a July 20 news conference. Police began to focus on the father as a suspect after finding inconsistencies. So he was inconsistent, people, in his account of events and the timeline he provided, McConnell said. Okay, so that was the story, people. Didn't want to read the rest of it, but just to know that this man took his daughter from his mom, from her mother, from Montreal, Canada, went to was supposed to be on a 10-day vacation with this little girl and end up killing her and lied that she was kidnapped. So if you haven't known the story and all of that, this man right now is in court. Trial is gonna start sometime in 2026, to be honest, and all of that, guys, right? Not only that, he claimed that the little girl was kidnapped. So there was an Amber Alert, okay? There was an Amber Alert right here. I'll give you guys right there. So there was an Amber Alert, okay? The little girl was not kidnapped, okay? He's the one who killed her and called Amber Alert, all right?
Where did you go the night of the murder?
One second. So a Canadian man has been charged with murder in the death of his 9-year-old daughter in the upstate New York over the weekend, authorities said. All right? Melina, that's the little girl body, was found in a shallow pond on Sunday. She died by homicide and from asphyxia, okay? To drowning according to the autopsy, all right? The daughter alleged that the little girl was kidnapped. He allegedly killed his daughter during a vacation to US and concealed her body near Lake George. He fabricated the story that she was abducted when he pulled over to go into the woods to urinate, right? He never ran down the car. He never chased the car. All he did was stood there and call 911. Oh, my daughter has been kidnapped. All right, guys. This is the man's face. How cruel can you be? All right. That's the story. That's the perpetrator. Okay. The police believe that she was killed on Saturday. She went, like I said, she went on a vacation, 10-day vacation with her father. Her mom didn't have any concern to send the little girl with him because obviously that although him and his wife is estranged, she still end up saying, okay, you can go with the daughter on vacation and stuff like that. Because I'm assuming that he has visitation rights and all of that. So if you haven't heard this story has been running around for a while. I was too busy to unpack the story, literally. But now I come with the story this morning. So I want you guys to listen to the story for you guys self. All right, give me a second. Let me see if I could give you guys 1 second. I just want to give you guys a green screen right there. All right, guys. So let's listen for yourself.
Out of Lake George. The little girl you see on your screen right here, this is 9-year-old Melina Galanis Fertolen. She was last seen in a white van heading south on I-87 near exit 22 at 9:40 on Saturday. Now,
so what did he say? That there's somebody or somebodies or persons kidnapped the little girl and they're heading south. 1 second, let me take off the screen. And they were heading south in a white van when that man already killed that little girl and buried her body. Basically, put a tree and rocks and everything on top of her. So she wasn't kidnapped, but I'm just giving you guys a rundown because he said initially she was kidnapped. Now, if you can tell the detail of the white van, why not chase the white van in your car? He did not. Okay, guys? So after that, the police unraveled the story and realized that the dad is a liar, a killer, a coward, and all of that in one. All right, guys? Okie doke. So I just had to come and give you guys all of that. All right, let's unpack.
Amber Alert was issued around 1:30 this morning. Melina is of Indian ethnicity and she has brown hair. She was last seen wearing shorts, a blue and white striped t-shirt, and white Adidas sneakers at the time of her disappearance. Police believe she is in imminent danger of harm or of death. And if you have any information, you're urged to call police at the number on your screen or dial 911.
New York State police say Melina Galanis Fertolen, the 9-year-old at the center of an intensive search, has been found dead in Ticonderoga. State police say that her father had conflicting statements. CBS 6's Sean Kavanaugh has more from Ticonderoga.
p.m. on Sunday, state police told us that 9-year-old Melina Fratolin, who was allegedly abducted on Saturday night, was found dead in Ticonderoga. Police say that there's no indication an abduction occurred and that there's no threat to the public. But they did say that the father's story is inconclusive and the investigation is ongoing.
CBS 6's Laura Jemet spent the morning in Essex County, where Melina's body was found. It's about a 45-minute drive, 47 miles from where police said she was last seen on Saturday. Laura has what we know about Luciano Fratolin, charged with murdering his daughter.
If you are sleeping in a position like this.
Could you imagine, guys? So imagine that you end up telling the courts or telling the police that your daughter was kidnapped. Okay, let's get into it.
Against Luciano Fratolin. Are you Luciano Fratolin?
Yes.
Counsel, please note your appearances starting with the people.
We have continued our obligation to provide discovery. We provided a court with compliance documents last week. We have additional compliance documents we'll file today, and it's an ongoing process which we expect to last at least a couple more weeks. We're getting the information, reviewing it, and sending it out as quickly as we can. Thank you, Judge.
And Mr. Ryan, would you like to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. We've received some discovery. I'm currently reviewing it with my client. We've also provided a list of outstanding
now he's in
discoveries
court.
to people
Okay.
who served them with a demand for bill of particulars.
Now he's in court. I'm giving you a green screen because I don't want a copyright strike.
Is there anything further at this time, Mr. Ryan?
Judge, just
Imagine you kill your daughter. Well, let me take off the screen for a second. Imagine you kill your daughter and look how calm you look in the courthouse. You're from the mother. You and your wife is estranged, basically separated. You took her on a 10-day vacation and say, yep, I'm going to be taking my daughter on vacation. Remember, this man is a wealthy businessman. When it's time for court, this man claimed he couldn't even afford a lawyer and all of that. Okay? And take the daughter on a 10-day vacation and end up killing her and told the court that she was kidnapped. Even put out Amber Alert and everything. Knowing that somebody else maybe could have possible used the Amber Alert like in the black community. Because a lot of times, no Amber Alert don't go out for her children. Remember that situation where that boy took the baby, threw him in the pond? No Amber Alert. She had to go to court to get some paper before they put out the Amber Alert. And by the time the baby was already dead. Remember that story? So this man lied to the cops, put out Amber Alert, let the cops waste their time, put out Amber Alert when he know he was the perpetrator. He's the one who killed his daughter. Now he's in court, guys, and he's not getting no bail. Seeking bail, no bail. Okay, guys? So let's finish up the story quick and fast.
well, the issue of bail, we intend to file a written bail application, but we have nothing further at this time. Thank you.
Okay. When the bail app is received, I will consider it. I'm assuming you're going to want an appearance at that time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have an idea when you're going to be filing that?
Judge, we're gathering the necessary information to file it as soon as possible.
So from the other day, lots of children been dying, being killed by their parents and all of that, guys. All right? It's troubling and disturbing, but what can I say? All right? Remember, they went on a trip, people, and she ended up dead. Went on a trip and ended up dead. All right? Give me a second.
A desperate call reached Warren County
Listen.
911 dispatch in Lake George, New York.
Listen.
A father's voice, broken with terror, reported that his 9-year-old daughter had vanished.
Listen.
My daughter, she's gone. I think someone took her.
Listen.
The caller was Lucian Fratolin, 45, reporting from exit 22 of Interstate 87. He claimed his daughter Melina had been abducted while he stepped away from their car to use the bathroom in nearby
Listen.
woods. When he returned, she was gone. Within hours, an entire state mobilized. Over 800 emergency calls flooded dispatch centers.
Listen.
Helicopters circled the Adirondack wilderness. K-9 units searched mile after mile of forest. Amber Alert screamed across thousands of phones, enlisting every citizen in the hunt for a missing child. Melina Galanis Fratolin was 9 years old, with brown hair, brown eyes, and a smile that could light up any room. Her father's company website described her as the light of his life, and his inspiration for everything. She was supposed to be heading home to Montreal after a week-long vacation with her dad. But the most dangerous person in this story
Is the
was
dad.
the one who made that panicked 911 call. What
that
began as
wicked
a father-daughter vacation would expose a web of
Keep on
lies so
listening.
calculated that it fooled every investigator, every search team, and every citizen who tried to help. The person everyone trusted most had become the person they should have feared. If cases like this shock you as much as they shock us, smash that subscribe button,
Okay.
hit like, and share this with someone who needs to hear Melina's story.
So if you guys never heard this story, now you guys know the story. Imagine that your mom and dad is estranged. Your mother trusts your daughter with you as a 9-year-old daughter. You brought her on vacation for 10 days, and within the time that she's supposed to come back on vacation and go back to her mom, you made her call her mom. Speak to her mom that last time. Let the mom feels and thought that the little girl is coming home. When they hide, there's an Amber Alert that went out on this case. Okay? When they hide, it's an Amber Alert that went out on this case. He basically, 1 second. Sorry, guys. He basically killed his daughter and called and put out an Amber Alert saying that the little girl was missing. Say that the little girl was missing. When you hide, the little girl was killed by the father, placed in a pond with trees and everything of that sort. Okay? When we found out, he drowned the daughter and say that she was missing. Let's get to a little bit of it some more. All right? It's troubling and disturbing, guys. But what can I say? Give me a second.
Found on Sunday. Her
I had to
father-
mute you guys for a
We
second
now have the
because
results of an autopsy for a Canadian child found dead in New York State. The body of Melina Fratelline was found on Sunday. Her father, Luciano Fratelline, reported his daughter missing the night before. He has since been arrested and is facing charges in her death. The CBC's Sarah Levitt is in upstate New York with the latest.
You know, police had originally said there's a lot of unanswered questions around this and that their investigation was ongoing, but we do have at least one answer here, and that is that the preliminary autopsy has been completed and they have determined that Melina Fratelline died via drowning. Police also asking members of the public for help, whether they were eyewitnesses to or have video of any time between July 11th and this Saturday, so the 19th and the 20th, in fact, if they have any, if they had seen a 2024 gray Prius, Toyota Prius, in the area of New York State. It's actually quite a large area where they ended up going, but they say specifically looking for people who may have seen them on July 19th to help with this investigation. Now, just to remind you what happened here, was actually Melina's father, Luciano Fratelline, who called police Saturday night, called 911 to report that his daughter was missing and that she had potentially been abducted. Now, police immediately sent out an Amber Alert and they began their investigation, and they had reason to doubt some of what the father had said. Later, we were told that they found surveillance video of the two of them in Saratoga Springs just hours before the 911 call, and that Melina had made a call to her mother, who had full custody of her and was estranged from her father, and everything appeared to be fine. Now, sometime between 6:30 p.m. and 10 p.m. when that 911 call was made, something happened and it resulted in the drowning of 9-year-old Melina. The father, Luciano, has been charged specifically with a second-degree murder as well as concealment of a corpse. Police found the body of Melina on Sunday in a pond covered by a log. So this tragedy doesn't have a lot of answers, but we do know that her cause of death is drowning.
And since the arrest, what have we learned about the father, Luciano Fratellini?
So, you know, we have learned some things, that he was based in Montreal, that he had a coffee company, and that all things considered, he appeared a doting father, I should say, on social media. His Instagram bio started with loving father. On his company website,
I have to
on
give
the
you guys a
About
green
page,
screen.
he spoke about Melina as the inspiration for everything, the light of his life. We spoke to a friend.
So imagine that you're out here bragging on social media that your daughter is your light of the light of your world. And you claim that, you know, business is going down the drain. I could understand separated, paying child support. You're a businessman, paying wife, you know, spousal support, child support, and all of that. We get it. We know it's a stressful time. We get it. Maybe max out the credit cards, maybe owe all kind of money. Yeah, we get it. But give you no reason to kill your daughter. Give you no reason to take the little girl from Montreal, from her mother, brought her on a 10-day vacation, end up killing her. Before you kill her, you made her call her mom, making her mom seems like that little girl is on her way back to Montreal. You end up killing her. Not only that, you were so conniving, calculus, careless, that you even call 911. 911, I pulled over to go pee in the ditch, and by the time I got up, my daughter is kidnapped in a white car or white vehicle heading down the street. You didn't panic really. You only called 911. You never chased the car. You never chased after the abductors. Nothing. So the police them thought it was very strange, because no father who's on the website said my daughter is my light of my world. She's kidnapped. You could identify the car going down the street, even with the license plate you made up, and you never chased after the car. So the police said, nah, man, something is wrong somewhere. This man is the one possible that killed his daughter. Right? You kill your daughter, you call 911, you put out an Amber Alert, all of that. And when it boils down, you are the demon in disguise. You're the demon right now in sight. You're the demon of your own daughter, the demon of who's supposed to protect her. So what did I say to you guys from the other day? So many children are dying by the hands of their parent or parent. Okay? So let's unpack this one, where there was a witness saw him, and the witness said he had a cold stare and she thought that there was something wrong. Let's unpack this, okay?
Was something that just didn't seem right.
This cold and angry
That's the
look.
witness.
I can't describe it into words.
I just spoke to a woman who says she saw Luciano Fratellini and his daughter Melina the night he killed his daughter. She says they passed by him on the side of the road around the time police say he allegedly killed Melina Fratellini in the area where the authorities would eventually find her body. Now, before I get to what she had to say, which I will do in just a moment, I want to show you these new pictures that were put out by New York State Police of the vehicle that Luciano and Melina Fratellini were riding in during their 10-day vacation. This is a part that I am really struggling with this week, that all of this happened on what was supposed to be the final day of their
final day to bring her home, the 9th day, bro, the 10th day.
The two of them were visiting from Montreal. Now, yesterday, New York State Police revealed the findings of an autopsy of young Melina. They say she died by drowning. Police.
Okay, so this is the witness. I don't want to drag it out.
And we headed up Chilton because we were going out to the Timberwolf for karaoke and dinner. And when we crested the top of Chilton, there's a road called Putnam Pond Road.
Listen.
And it was almost next to it, but just past it, with a car facing towards Ty. And the car I knew was a Toyota Prius. I knew it was. I knew it was a Toyota. So to be honest, I sat at the bar that we were eating at, and I looked up all the Toyota cars
Perpetrator, dirty daddy. Innocent 9-year-old getting the caught up in father and mother, separation. Took the little girl from Montreal, brought her on a vacation, 10 days vacation, killed her in a wooded area, put trees and all kind of things on her, and have the heart to say, Amber Alert 911, my daughter's missing, she's abducted. When nothing like that happened, people, he killed her. Not even that, before he killed her, he put on the phone, call your mama. Tell your mama we're on our way back to Montreal. How wicked can you be? So you're trying to spite the mom? Who are you trying to spite? Yourself? Who? Because you're the only person donkey of the day. You're the only person is locked up. You're the only person is going to jail for life. So you see how dumb can you be? Better you to just pay your child support. Even if you did go bankruptcy and all of that, if you didn't want to pay, this is cheap you to do all of that without killing the little innocent little girl. Your only daughter. Your only child. Loser. Let's continue.
Until I found one that looked like the car I saw. But we'll go back. Because driving by, the reason that it caught my eye was because I saw a man running up the bank. There's a small wooded area. So
you hear? So this witness, remember, you think that people are not watching. When you go pull over the side of the road, you feel like say people are not watching. Remember, you're a minority out here. People are looking. So this witness, remember the witness is driving by, and saw this man running up the bank. Remember what was done at the bank? The little girl that he went to go bury down there. And the lady saw him run up the bank and she found it strange. Cause, what are you doing all the way down there in the bank? Remember, this man is far, man. This man is away. This man is from Montreal, they claim. Canada, and this is in the States. He went to go kill the little girl. Oh my God, on vacation. So I think this was premeditated, that you remember brought up your daughter for 2 weeks and end up killing her on the last day of the vacation, and then even end up letting the little girl call her mom. Mommy, we're on our way home. Could you imagine? Let's unpack.
You, when you go past the Putnam Pond Road, there's like this little dip there. And then there's like a small wooded area up the hill, and he was sweaty, and we locked eyes, and he had on a dark blue shirt and jeans, and I really swore that the car was blue, but my husband, who was my passenger, said no, the car was slate gray, and he also saw a little girl too. But I looked at him and I said, well, that was odd. And he's like, why is it odd? I'm like, well, there's a man that's got out-of-state plates. Why is he running up the hill from the woods? Like, that's
out of state. So he's from Montreal, Canada. So no matter that you think that nobody's not watching, they even knew that your plate was out of state, and they saw you running up the bank and you look strange as hell. She never saw the little girl in the car, but her husband did. Oh my. And see now, the man really killed his daughter down that path that you see him running from. Oh, witness.
It's weird. And he's like, maybe he was just taking a leak, like, just got a kid with him. Maybe they're on a vacation or something, And I'm like, okay,
That's
whatever. I overthink things all the time. So we just kept going. But it still wasn't sitting right with me. And when we got there, we waited about 15 more minutes and my son showed up. And I talked to him too about it because it still wasn't sitting right with me. He said that he saw a strange car up by the Eagle area that was just parked there.
You hear? Another witness. Her son says he saw a strange car just parked. Very strange indeed, because when you're doing something evil, you are going to be strange. No matter what you plan, long as it's evil, you'll be looking out of place. Somebody will see something that you're out of place. What a wicked man. Strange as hell, but you're going down the banking to go and pee. Nothing like that sort. You want to go kill the little girl. Witness saw you. Your car strange, out of state plate and all. You couldn't run from this one. No, sir.
But he described it as like a Subaru car. He's not very good with cars, but it's whatever. Neither here nor there. Then it just kept sitting with me wrong. So like while we're eating dinner, I'm sitting there looking at cars online.
Welcome to Luxury Casino.
Until I found one, and I thought it was like a 2017 Toyota Prius or newer. And that is what I ended up reporting to the police. When we got home, it was like around, I'd say 1 a.m. And we got that alert. And my stomach was like instantly in knots. I remember telling my husband,
hey, so you hear what this woman said? So she saw the man looked strange. Yo, these folks, these kind of folks, so you hear? She was passing. She saw the man plate out of state. The plate was out of state. She never saw the little girl, but the husband did. She found it strange. What did she do before the Amber Alert come out? She went home and looked up cars. Now, let you tell me now how come she's so fascinated on that man car. Because when you're doing something evil, especially killing a little girl and running up the banking, you look strange as hell. So what did she do? She went home looking for cars. What's she looking for cars for? Remember, the Amber Alert didn't come out yet. Right? And what did she do? She phoned the police. Police, I saw a strange car. Yo, these folks, no matter what you're out here doing, long as you possibly don't look like them at times, they have you in their brain. When they go home, they're looking up your plate. When you're going home, they're calling the cops. So was she a nosy Parker or she was right? Was her instinct was right or she was just a nosy Karen? What do you guys think? She was right because she thought the man looked strange as hell. Let's unpack.
that I thought maybe this was related. And he was like, you need to stop overthinking.
See?
And whatever. So later that day, I had to go to my sister-in-law's and my brothers to finish cleaning out from when they had passed away. And my niece got a message that said something was going on at Eagle Lake. And I instantly said to her, Michelle, they're looking for that little girl.
See?
That's missing. And she's like, I was thinking that too. And because I had already told her about what I'd seen the night before. And so later that day, I waited until like 4:30 when we got home and we unloaded stuff from there. I called the police. I got dispatched. They kind of were in a rush to get me. And now why? I didn't know that they had found her yet. I didn't know any of that.
I give you a green screen, people, because you know
quick, but nobody called me back on by Monday, so I called them in the morning. And I spoke to an officer, and he took my name, my number, my email address, and my address. And he asked me a couple of times about the Prius and what it looked like and what the man was wearing.
Could you imagine? So on his website, all you see is this little girl. Remember, he owns a coffee company. Him and his wife has been estranged. They only have one 9-year-old child. He took the little girl on vacation to the States from Montreal with an out-of-state plate, obviously, because you're coming from Canada, so you drove to the States. On the last day of the vacation, 10-day vacation, he ended up killing the little girl on the side of the road in a pond, in a wooded area, stony area. The same lady that you see speaking now, she was passing with her husband and saw this man running up from down the hill and found it very strange. She said the way he stared at her, it was a cold stare. So the question becomes, you think you're doing something evil and your eyes want to show it? You think you're on the road doing something evil and somebody wouldn't single out your car and your plate knowing that it was an out-of-state plate? So God, guys, the little girl is dead. By the hands of her protector, by the hands of her demon father, by the hands of someone she loved and he so-called loved her. So what is this world coming to? When you have to drown a 9-year-old because you're estranged from the mother. What this world come to when you have to make the 9-year-old call her mom, Mom, I'll be back soon, after you know you're going to kill her. So what did I say the other day? Mothers are killing children, fathers are killing children, children are killing parents. Oh my. This is the world we're living in right now. So refrain from killing your children. Refrain from killing your children. Refrain from making the devil and the demon ride you to kill your children. There should be nothing in your mind for you to kill your children. If you have to go kill your children, then kill yourself first. The way I see it. And we don't believe in suicide. Not at all. If you feel that it's the end of the road, end of the time, that you have to kill your child, it might as well you go first. Because you're the problem, couldn't be the child. Huh, people? Let's unpack.
And so that's the last time I talked to them.
Did you see Melina as well, or the little girl?
I didn't see her. See? My husband saw her, so that's what I was getting at. When he got home from work, I asked him what she was wearing and what she looked like. And he said, well, she was definitely dark complected and she had brown hair, between 9 and 11 years old. He said he only seen the side of her because she was getting into the
dark complexion. Maybe that's why the car stand out, because she saw a man, dark complexion, like how they describe people. So maybe that's why the car stand out at the state. So she wasn't being a Karen. She was right and saw that the cold stare in this man's face, thought that there was something wrong.
Car, and she had on a white, he assumes it was white because it was very light colored. And you got to remember, it's getting kind of dark at this point. Not completely dark, but we're going up a hill with sun in our eyes. And he said shorts on. That's all he could tell me. He doesn't do social media. It's not like the rest of the world.
So she was getting, because I'm just picturing this, you're passing this Prius on the side of the road, and you see who we believe is Luciano, and he was with the girl, and I know your husband saw her, but his daughter was potentially going with him into the woods?
She was getting in the car. He was running up the bank from the woods. And when we locked eyes, I'm never going to forget his face. Never. When I saw him walk out of that poorhouse, someone sent me a video, and I said, oh my God, that is freaking him. Like, that is him. I will never forget his face. It was like a fear, but like a cold, angry look is all I can describe it as. And the feeling that I got, I'll never forget it. Never. Like, and I keep I haven't slept yet, and I am having trouble sleeping. I keep thinking, what if we stopped, because she'd still be alive, probably, if we stopped.
Probably. Should they call the police right away? Probably, but she don't have to beat up herself. She saw what she thought what she saw was right. Your instinct. She looked at the man, and the man gave her a cold, dark stare. She found it strange that he was parked there with an out-of-state car. Really, truly, sometimes when you're out of state, you're not really going to park on the side of the road because remember your safety and you're out of state. Remember that? So she found it very strange. Very strange now. So now the little girl is dead. Father killed her. 10 days vacation. Let her call her mama before he wiped out the 9-year-old light. Have you heard this story? I guess not. Have you heard this story? I guess not. There's lots of things happening out here. Okay? Don't be a scuminar and all out here and mix up. Find some good story out here to listen to and say, oh my yikes, right? So we just have to shout out, wow, lost for words. Okay, guys? So I had to come and unpack that drastically and say, guys, another one bite the dust by the hands of their father. And it's troubling and disturbing, but what can I say? Okay, guys? So that was the content. All right, that was the content. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about Takeshi 69? I believe it's Takeshi 69. I can't even call his name. The boy that claims say he snitched and he was a this and he was that. Did you hear that they killed his girlfriend? Well, this girl that they claim say is Takeshi 69 girlfriend. 1 second. They found her basically dead, and they said it's Takeshi 69 girlfriend. Let's unpack the story quick on fast.
Other news this evening, police have identified the woman found brutally murdered on the Cross County Parkway. The nightlife influencer was found dead behind the wheel. She'd been shot multiple times on her way home from work. Now police are searching for whoever pulled the trigger, and they're trying to figure out why. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo is live in Inwood with more. Anthony?
Yeah, Sandra, there's quite a memorial outside of Opus Lounge here where Ariella Mejia Polanco worked for several years. A woman just walked up and lit a candle, tells us that she worked alongside her, and she describes Ariella as always being happy. Well, it's the exact opposite now that the nightlife community is feeling. And even though police say this killing was likely targeted, those who worked alongside Ariella are now in fear until this killer is caught. There's no small way to say goodbye to someone who was larger than nightlife. Her name spelled out across a floral heart, a big portrait on West 202nd Street, right next to Opus Lounge, one of the spots she worked at. There's only one way people describe Ariella Mejia Polanco.
She's beautiful. She was beautiful.
pretty.
Known as Ariella La Langosta on social media, it's that kind of admiration that attracted more than 500,000 followers. Her notoriety as an influencer naturally brought about shock with her death, especially in her community. Cardi B posting R.I.P. Dominican Pretty.
That's what it really hurts, Dominican. Very beautiful. Such a thing like this, very, very sad.
It was Sunday morning at around 8 o'clock. Westchester County Police showed up to a grisly scene on the Cross County Parkway near the Broad Street Mount Vernon exit. Mejia Polanco was found dead behind the wheel of her G-Wagon, shot multiple times. She was headed home from work at Icon, New York in Inwood. The Lounge writing in part, "Our hearts are broken. Your joy, your humility, and the way you treated everyone with so much care always made you stand out." Police are investigating this as a targeted killing, not random.
So they claim it's a targeted killing and all of that, right? Not only that, no, the whole world has it that it's Takeshi 6ix9ine and they were after him, yada yada yada, and da 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 da. Okay, guys, so I want to unpack that part, and we're just gonna get to here quick and fast so I could give you guys a tea. Don't make no sense. Come on here and give you guys a tea.
For sure. You seen our sponsor. Go to the top line of the description box and go support our sponsor that you want to put in there at the bottom of the screen. That's God at hiphopun.com.
Right.
Was shot and killed in her car in New York City. Now,
so they claim
just a couple of days, but it's been confirmed that 6ix9ine's girlfriend was shot and killed in her car.
I'm working with two devices, people, so now, the information is faster.
News first broke a day or two ago. They didn't know the circumstances, but they're possibly saying, the police are possibly saying that it was indeed a targeted hit. Indeed, and his videos and pictures, I think he posted her as a memorial on his IG. I think it was yesterday. So they're saying pretty much that, she was shot to death in her car. Not surprised, and again, the condolences, but not surprised, because remember, guys got to remember what he was tied up in. And I'm not saying this is related to that, but possibly it could be. You just snitched on one of the most notorious gangs out of New York City.
Here, there.
The Bloods. Right? You was running with them. You was banging the set. And you told on them. And them dudes is in prison.
Yep.
A lot of them dudes, I think, stood up. I don't think anybody, I can't remember the exact case, but I know Shotty and them cats, he stood up, did his time. He about to come home whenever that is, 5, 6, 7 years from now. I forget them.
So, words on the street, because he snitched and the gang members allegedly, don't mix me. That's why they take her out allegedly. We won't know that until the police come and tell us, or when the court system goes on, or when they find the killers, okay? Let's go all the way in Jamaica now. Now, there was a Utech student that was missing and all of that, and they couldn't find her. They end up finding her dead and all of that situation, guys. So let's unpack and go all the way in Jamaica. She's been finally laid to rest, okay?
Welcome back to Primetime News, and again, a special welcome to our viewers on TVJ International in the Cayman Islands and online at onespotmedia.com. Up first tonight, slain Utech student Anissa Dilworth was laid to rest today in Wat Town, Sinan. Her funeral brought together grief, anger, and cause for justice. Inside the Jarton Baptist Church today, grief, memories, and unanswered questions. The final farewell for 20-year-old Anissa Dilworth, who went missing on May 6. 11 days later, skeleton remains believed to be hers were found on a beach in Portmore, St. Catherine.
Can you imagine?
29-year-old Jamar Grant has since been charged with her murder. The funeral program painted the picture of a vibrant student, Anissa's bright smile frozen in time.
The circumstances surrounding her death was tragic, very tragic. She was killed and discarded in the most wickedest way. We will never forget what happened until we get some justice.
A plea from Anissa's uncle for change in how missing persons cases are handled.
Not against any entity.
When reports are made to the police and somebody is missing, this notion that you got no money, you need to stop. Yeah. You know what I mean? If we know our children and we say, check this out, this kind of lazy fear, nonchalant, disrespectful attitude needs to stop.
Anissa had just completed her first year in pharmaceutical technology.
I believe that the reason why this didn't really make it anywhere, nobody don't come out to talk too much, because she wasn't an influencer. She was a university, big, bad, educated black girl. So when usually these kind of girls come out missing, nobody don't care. But if you're an influencer on the internet, clapping your mouth, wearing all of this impy, skimpy, tight up, and everybody know you, the whole world will come crying and crashing out. But because she was just a Utech student, who really cares? But we drop her missing picture over here. We talk about the story. And we're over here to highlight you. Finally, she was laid to rest. Let's unpack.
At the University of Technology, her lecturers and peers remembered her as determined, caring, and full of potential.
From the beginning, Anissa showed great interest in making a difference, not only in her future profession, but also in the lives of others. She was an active member of the Utech Pharmaceutical Technology Students Association and played a meaningful role in the association's outreach efforts.
Utech will host a special tribute in her honor, where the Anissa Dilworth Memorial Scholarship will be launched to support students pursuing pharmaceutical technology.
Okay, guys. So let her soul rest in peace and all of that. Okay, guys. Now from there, guys, we get to understand that the marijuana situation, Donald Trump.
Feels like the whole world is working.
Donald Trump right now, okay? Give me a second. I'm gonna meet. We get to understand that Donald Trump, yes, is going to do something with the marijuana situation. Okay, guys, let's unpack.
Big decision from the White House could change marijuana laws across the country. Right now, it's classified as a Schedule 1 drug, the same as heroin. But President Trump considering reclassifying it as a Schedule 3 drug like steroids and testosterone. Reporter Jared Halpern discusses the impacts that this could have nationwide.
Well, it's a very complicated subject, the subject of marijuana.
President Trump is wading back into the controversy over cannabis. He said Monday he's considering reclassifying marijuana as a less dangerous drug. Right now, it's listed as Schedule 3, the same level as heroin. That would make it much easier to buy and sell the drug, but it also comes with risk.
I've heard great things having to do with medical, and I've had bad things having to do with just about everything else.
Right now, 45 states have legalized marijuana for either recreational or medical use, and in some towns and cities, cannabis sales are funding much-needed infrastructure projects.
Almost all of our income from this is going to be going right back into the city in situations such as levee breaks and making of new parks, recreational facilities, that kind of stuff.
But there's a downside. Doctors warn of the possibility of abuse as the drug becomes more mainstream, and it is having a big impact on kids who mistake weed gummies for candy. The number of cannabis-related incidents reported to poison control centers shot up from just over 900 in 2009 to more than 22,000 last year. Some critics say elected officials are playing down the risk.
More and more people will use that as impetus to make it legal. That's what I'm worried about. You smell it in the streets. It's really powerful. It's causing car accidents.
President Trump says he'll make a final decision sometime in the next few weeks. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Big decision from the White House could
So what do you guys think? You guys think it's okay for the marijuana to be out here like that? The reason why the government is doing all of that, because they're going to be making the money. But when a lot of people was out here shouting, free up the weed, it's this, it's that, nobody cared, right? And all of that. Now, we want to get to a tragedy, disturbing tragedy, that an 8-year-old child was sleeping in his bed with his mama and a stray bullet came in and killed him. The odd part about this is that this little boy is part of a gun violence campaign, Stop the Gun, and all of that, guys. So what is this world coming to when you can't even lie in your bed? What is this world coming to?
Here is a cowardly, disgusting act of violence.
A family shattered after an 8-year-old boy was killed by a stray bullet while sleeping inside his North York apartment on Friday night.
Can you imagine? The saddest part of this is this young boy was in bed at home when this happened. He was in his home, the safest place that you can be with your family, in bed, when he was struck by a stray bullet.
The family has identified the victim as 8-year-old Jave Roy. A family spokesperson says Roy was lying down with his mother when it happened.
There are no words that can capture the pain of losing a child in such a horrific and senseless way. This young boy should have had his whole life ahead of him. We owe it to him, and we owe it to every child to do better.
Police were called to Martha Eaton Way and Trithewey Drive just before 12:30 for reports of gunshots, finding the young boy with a gunshot wound. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Residents report hearing over a dozen shots fired. The scene spans the apartment complex and neighboring plaza with more than 24 evidence markers. Police say the shooting took place outside by this sign towards the building, and 2 other units were hit by gunfire, but no one else was hurt. So far, no suspect or vehicle description has been released. Toronto Police Chief spoke with the grieving family at a nearby apartment before speaking to media with a message to those responsible.
We will leave no stone unturned in our pursuit of you, and we will bring you to justice.
While it's still early on in the investigation, Toronto police say they are allocating every resource in the city to find who is responsible and hold them accountable. In the meantime, anyone with further information is being asked to contact investigators. Lexi Benedict, Global News.
Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay?
Jave Roy was laid to rest today on Manitoulin Island after he was killed by a stray bullet in Toronto over the weekend. CTV's Angela Gemmel has our top story.
This small community center was overflowing with mourners for the traditional ceremony to say goodbye to Jave Roy.
Today is going to be a very hard day for everyone. This is the day where we say see you later, and we're not going to be able to touch, smell, hear him.
His mother, Holly, is from the Wigwamkung unceded territory on Manitoulin Island. Family and friends.
So it's an indigenous child, guy. Holy smokes, by stray bullet. So here you go that, you know, the government don't really give you any funding, allegedly. Here they go that they're pushed far out to live places where there's no proper healthcare, proper water and all. And the lady decided that she wants to live in the city with her child and live a normal life. And the child is in his bed, and here comes a stray bullet killing the 8-year-old in his bed. In the city. In the city of Toronto. In the city. Oh my God, bruh. Yeah, bah. Like, why are you guys out here shooting like this? Carelessly. Innocent child, 8-year-old dead in his bed. Stray bullet. What is this world coming to? What is this? Wild Wild West? Oh no. Let's continue to unpack, yeah? Troubling.
Friends, including many from Toronto, came to pay their respects and support the family.
Now she's surrounded by everybody, but come 6 months from now, it's when she really will need her community.
Cameras were not allowed to take footage of the traditional ceremony that included a feast, drumming, and sage burning. The funeral procession included local emergency services and indigenous organizations. See? Despite the somber atmosphere, there were also calls for an end to gun violence and a demand for justice.
Gun violence needs to stop.
Really?
And I think that I'm calling out all politicians, calling out the federal government, the provincial government.
You could call out this politician all you want. It's a money-making institution and a money-making situation, because a lot of these guns end up off the street, end up back on the street. The illegal guns are coming from the States, pouring in every minute, and until now, they can't get a hold why there's so much illegal guns coming here. Not only that, at the end of the day, when you really think about it, at times, you lock up these people, the system is so backed up, the jail is so overrun. If you make these guys sit down within 2 years before they get a trial, the case will be dismissed. And then a lot of these children, a lot of these people out here shooting the guns are young children, young teenagers that they're recruiting. So when you go hide, by the time you get 16, you end up with a gun, you get caught, you'll be out on the street maybe in your 30s being a notorious gangbanger again. Starts from your home. I believe even, yes, the government can help. Yes, the politician can help. But what the story is, they need more funding for these children to do all these kind of things. Okay. All right. But what about the responsibility of the parents? You're depending on a community center for your child to go play ball. A lot of you guys are out here, have your children and have all kind of money, doing all kind of wasteful things with it when you could put the kids them in soccer. You don't have to depend on the community center. I never depend on a community center to deal with my children. I always put them in programs, and that's the best thing can you do. Not everybody have money, but there's also something called a job, and a lot of us need to go and find a job. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of time we're going to come out and cry, oh, the government need to give more funding. There's nothing for the kids them to do. Oh, there's no community center. Really? Community centers cannot raise your children. Start from the household first. Gotta school your children, gotta deal with your children according to, and gotta make sure in their brain they don't pick up guns. You understand? Because this is an 8-year-old person, the 8-year-old child in his bed, dead like dog, sleeping, and the stray bullet just come in and end up killing the child. What is this world coming to? Oh my.
Government, what are they going to do?
Nothing.
We need direct action, not politicians giving promises, open promises. If you want to help her, put the sign on the dotted line and help her.
A GoFundMe set up to help pay for funeral expenses for the family has now raised $28,000. The procession traveled to a cemetery within the territory. That's where loved ones said a heartfelt goodbye for now to Javai Roy, a young life cut short. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Wikwemko.
Terrible. Parents, you gotta help the community. You gotta help the community more better, man. You have children out here and you have you guys, young kids are out here and young men out here wilding out, busting guns. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to get a trade. They don't want to find a job, which I know in Toronto nowadays you hardly could find a job. You have to drive far out to go find the jobs. I get it. But a lot of times they will get jobs and they don't want it. A lot of them sometimes maybe drop out of school and all of those kind of things. And not only that, you have some of these places where if you look, it's bare people hanging out, gang banging and all of these kind of things. And a lot of times the parents' excuses, I cannot move because rent and bills and all of these things are very expensive. But you got to make a choice because at times living in the city, you could end up dead in your bed. At times living in the city, you could be at the wrong place at the wrong time. You could die anywhere, like I said. But at times, the city life is very rough and very strange. And at times, But nevertheless, guys, I just came to unpack this content with you guys, okay? And all of that. It's troubling and disturbing, okay? And all of that. So if you haven't heard what's really happening, 1 second. So I had to mute you guys because of commercial. Now, we want to talk about another thing. I don't know if you guys know Gladys Knight's son accused her husband of elderly abuse and admit health concern and investigates. So now the singer out here, I don't know if you guys know her, okay? Her son accused her husband of elderly abuse. So let's unpack.
R&B legend. I'm extremely concerned. Gladys Knight, a musical force for over 70 years.
Gladys
But
Knight.
behind the legacy, I don't want my mom out on tour, on a tour bus, wondering where she's at. Her family says something bad is happening to her, and she doesn't even know it.
We went directly to the Department of Human Services.
Only on the Shade Room.
I'm stopping this.
Her son filing a DHS complaint accusing Gladys's husband of elder abuse, forcing her to go on tour, work long hours, knowing that her cognitive health is declining.
He's dealing with my mother. This is
So hold on, is this going to be a next Wendy Williams situation where they change the guardian? Oh no. I never know that she was that bad, people. I know she was getting old, but I never know it was this bad until the son have to come out and say, hey, elderly abuse. Oh, this one's sad, but I have to give you guys when I come around.
Mama. And what Gladys Knight was allegedly seen doing in the middle of the night that has her family sounding the alarm for her safety.
Listen.
As her family, we are just concerned about her well-being.
I'm Justin Carter, and this is TSR Investigates. But before we get into
I mute you guys for a second, okay? Give me a second.
and with millions of records sold and 7 Grammy Awards.
I saw this coming, Justin. Everybody who truly loves my mom saw it.
Her youngest son, Shanga Hankerson, whose father is longtime record executive Barry Hankerson, is now fighting to protect his mom and preserve her legacy. Yes, there's been talk on social media of Gladys Knight forgetting lyrics and taking long pauses while on tour. Last year, before a show in Athens, he got to speak to her longtime road manager, Larry Ward, about it.
I went and I hugged him, and we hugged, and he looked at me, he's like, I'm so glad to see you, and he said, Shane, it's been so hard. I have never seen Larry break down and cry like that. He broke down to me, he said, it's been so hard, you just don't know. I said, well, what is it, Larry? He said, and he couldn't really put it into words.
Then he watched her perform.
The band played about, I'd say maybe about 2 or 3 extra bars, okay? And she zoned out. The background singer started singing. And that brought her back. They're having to rewind the teleprompters because my mom is forgetting to even look at them.
Song lyrics is one thing, but Hankerson says it's deeper than that. When did you realize, oh shoot, something is wrong here?
When I really noticed it was like right at my sentencing where she came to speak for me. And she couldn't form complete sentences and coherent thoughts.
If you recall, Hankerson served time in prison for failing to pay over $1 million in payroll taxes for the restaurant he owned, Gladys Knight's Chicken and Waffles in Atlanta. His mom, Gladys Knight, later sued to have her name and likeness removed from the business. She won.
So if you don't know, now you know. So Gladys Knight, son is saying it's elderly abuse. Dad, stop making my mom perform. It's elderly abuse. Stop it right now. Okay, guys? As you guys know, when I come around, I have to unpack a lot of things because I haven't been around for days. So when I come around, I have to give you guys so many things in one content. Thank you guys for watching. Probably you guys will see me in a couple of days. Probably you guys will see me later with another content. But when you guys don't see me drop a content and 2, just look out for a couple shorts and stuff. If not, guys, just wait for me when I come around with the content. I know at times I'm not always coming at the same time or the same days or the same hour. I get it. But I'm busy and I know you guys are busy too. But thank you for watching. And this is you guys' content for Thursday. Happy Thursday. Bye.